Hey, what is going on? This is your daily stimulus check update information. Giant stimulus package hopefully will be in this $3.5 trillion budget plan that Nancy Pelosi is getting everybody back to Washington to try to vote on. So the Democrats have a slight lead in the House of Representatives. That means anything Nancy Pelosi puts forth, they're probably going to vote yes on to get it done. Now, there is that $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan that the Democrats had voted on in the Senate. That one is going to be the jobs plan. It's going to get people back to work. It's going to be more money back into different industries. Now, the American Families Plan is the other bill that President Biden was trying to pass. He's trying to get that into this $3.5 trillion budget plan. They may have to sneak it in. They may have to get it in to try to get people to vote on it quickly. So I want to cover a lot of the details for you in this video. That way you get updated on what's happening with the stimulus plan. So, I mean, there's a lot of good things that are happening with stimulus now. It's just a matter of when they're going to get these things passed, when they can get them through Congress, and then goes over to President Biden's desk. Right now, Congress is the only people that can create these bills and get them into President Biden's desk so he can sign it. And then that's how these stimulus checks are formed and they go out. I think in the future, if Federal Reserve, if they can come out with some type of Fed now stable coin, they might be able to drop money into your phone, bypassing Congress, bypassing the banks. But we'll have to see if they can get that done. Jerome Powell has talked about that, but we haven't really yet seen that. They might sneak it in one of these bills. I don't know if they're going to have to do that, but we'll have to see. If you have any questions about stimulus checks, whether you got your stimulus check or you didn't, drop those questions in the comments below. Also, there is a little red button below. Try to click on that button. That way you get subscribed to the channel, and then you get updated on all the new stimulus checks, updated information that's coming out every week. So let me cover a lot of the details for you in this video. So there is this $3.5 trillion package. This is a budget plan that Nancy Pelosi is trying to get people to vote on, try to get it out the door. She has a lot of control over the Democrats in the House of Representatives. They'll probably pass this without any problems. The issue is they're going to try to pass, they want to vote on this $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan. This is going to, if they can get it through, if they can get the $3.5 trillion budget plan through Senate, then they're probably going to vote on this $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan. Yes, it's two bills. It's close to $5 trillion that the federal government's going to have to print. They're going to put that money out into the economy. I don't know. I think inflation on that's going to just skyrocket to the roof, because when you print that much money, then it dilutes the currency that's already out there. So I don't know how they're going to do that. They're not collecting that much money yearly in taxes. Even if they collected 100% of taxes, they still would not be able to come to collecting $5 trillion from people if everybody was paying in 100% of their income, which would be absolutely insane. But they're trying to create this bill. I think it's good news for stimulus checks, because this might be the fourth stimulus check. They're going to extend out a lot of the programs inside of this bill. They might extend out the child tax credit, and they might extend out the unemployment. Now, the child tax credit's good news that every month there's monthly payments going out. $300 checks going out since July every month for the next 6 months up until December. So next month, September 15th, another check is going out. And this is good news for a lot of people that have children and that are going to be coming up. Those of you that don't have children, I think the fourth stimulus check or monthly stimulus check might be coming down the road. They just haven't created that plan yet. They're trying to get a lot of the American Rescue Plan benefits extended out first before they move on to a monthly stimulus check. But I know that's coming down the road. Already there's a monthly check going out with the child tax credit. And I think what they have to do is kind of push this into processes. Once people get accustomed to this monthly check, then they don't want to end those programs. The moratorium for rent is going to be ending on the 3rd of October. But the child tax credit, if they can get the American Families Plan passed, inside of that, they're going to try to extend out these benefits on a monthly basis to the year 2025. Now, there is a portal you can go to. It's called the Child Tax Credit Updated Portal. You can check on your information there. You can check on the status of that check. So the IRS says it will mail out a year-end summary letter 6419 to all taxpayers who got these checks, which again is all the more reason why having the right address on file with the agency is important. Families will need a letter 6419 to accurately fill out their 2020 returns next year. So that's something that I don't know if they're going to be if they're going to charge income on this. I know the unemployment benefits up to $10,200 is not taxed as income, but we haven't seen yet whether they're going to tax yet on the child tax credit. but at least you get these forms right here and you can turn that in. And if they say there's no income on it, then at least you have the form that you can turn into to your returns next year. If you haven't done so already, even if you're SSI or SSDI and you've never filed returns, you can use the non-filers portal that you can update your bank account, you can update your address, and you can pick up these child tax credit checks. You just got to add in there, do you have children that you have that's dependent on you? If you do that, they'll probably send you out the $1,400 checks per child you have, and then kickstart the child tax credit for you, getting forward and getting those monthly checks. Also, there's about $46 billion that is supposed to go out in the for land or for people that are back rent. It was about $46 billion set aside for people that were going to get evicted. And this is something that the federal government has sent the money to the states for this. Now there are holdups on this, and this is typically government, government bureaucracy. But a lot of these local cities are holding up this money because they're adding all this other documentation in there. So it says the Treasury says that most of the cities are holding up this money because they're adding documentation requirements the Treasury does not require. So what you want to do is reach out to your local housing authority and let them know that all this additional documentation is not required, that if they need the aid, if they need support, that they can get this money. I think some of the states, for example, Illinois, it says they're going to pay up to $25,000 for maximum of 15 months in back rent. Also in Texas, paying up to 2 months of rent and utilities, try to get people caught up. Because again, the week ending of October 3rd is when the moratoriums for the eviction process is going to end. And I don't know if the president will be able to extend this out one more time. I mean, he really struggled to try to get this one extended. So if you can, reach out to your local housing authority, try to pick up that extra money, that $46 billion in aid for back rent and utilities. And if you live in one of the states that's sending out stimulus checks, then you're in a good shape. In fact, California is the only state right now that's sending out $600 stimulus checks. Every state in the United States received billions of dollars. So every state has money sitting in their bank accounts in the Treasury that they can turn around and send stimulus checks out. But for right now, you have states like Colorado that they're sending out $375 for people that were filed for unemployment. Maryland is sending out $500 and then $300 for individuals that had earned income tax credit. So that's I think it's something like 27,000 less than that you can do earned income tax credit. New Mexico is sending out $750 payments to people in that state. Now, New Mexico received $1.8 billion in the American Rescue Plan, and they're only setting aside $5 million out of the $1.9 billion that they received. Seems to be a little stingy. I think a lot of these states should step up and send more payments. Florida looks like they're sending out $1,000 payments to teachers, but also to frontline workers. So EMTs, police, firemen, all of them are getting a bonus, which is great. Georgia looks like $1,000 for teachers and then $500 for part-time teachers. Also, Michigan is going to be getting $500 hazard pay. Tennessee, $1,000 will be sent to teachers, labeled as bonuses. I mean, this is good news for a lot of teachers, but there's still a lot of people in these states, again, that aren't teachers, that aren't part of the education program. So why are those people getting excluded? I don't know. Again, these states, I think they have until the end of the year to send out the stimulus payments to people. So we'll have to see if they'll step up and make that happen. But Texas looks like Irvine is going to get $2,000 payments for teachers in that area to try to get them back to work and try to get them back in the classrooms. Now with California though, you do have to live in the state, and they're going to be sending these payments out, I believe, next month. But you have to live in the state and you have to file your returns. You have to file your returns before October the 15th to get this in. Now, the good thing about the stimulus in California is that you don't really necessarily need a Social Security number. So if you are in the state and you don't have a Social Security number, maybe you have an ITIN number, you can file your returns and get that stimulus check sent out to you. But you got to live there and you have to be residents of that state. Now, this is something that I think the governor over there is trying to get out a lot of the money out there because he's trying to get recalled. I don't know if it's politically moved, but again, at least California is stepping up and doing that. So each governor in each state has the ability to turn around and pay out stimulus. So if you have the ability to reach out to your governors or your legislative people in your area, go to them, try to say, hey, you guys have money. Why aren't you sending that stimulus check payment out to everybody? And that at least wakens them up. Maybe some of the governors or legislative people, they don't know that there is money sent to them from the federal government, but there was $350 billion set aside for each state to turn around and give that money back into the citizens of that area. So definitely want to reach out to them if you can. And if you have any questions, drop those questions in the comments below. This is your daily stimulus check update information for today.